immaculate games yesterday, and they're like, no, we don't want to have that again. Kassadin, though, he's been taken away from Peke.
So I would think that Lee Sin is going to be a priority pick here in terms of either banning it out or being secured for either team. And I also think that Vayne is going to come into play here. I know Creatine likes to play it. Pushu has also played Vayne as well. So that's what I think they might trend towards. Lissandra is going to be a fringe pick for me in terms of bans. If Shen's not banned out, I think Kerp may want to pick it.
Well, Vi has been banned out. That's something that RNA has played a number of times last week, and it was certainly a viable champion. Kennen also being taken away from Soaz. Vayne has been banned away, so we're not going to be seeing that. Twisted Fate, the final ban, which means, well, there's a lot of champions to choose from. Is it going to be potentially Shen taking it away from the likes of Kerp?
See, that's what I was thinking about in this matchup. Now, Kerp, he despises Shen as a champion, but he's so incredibly good on the champion as well. And it's a difficult setup now, because if you do lock Shen in, and they go 1-to-1, Elise can have a lot of fun against Shen in the early levels, is able to really bully them around. And I think this is going to be the talking point for Ultimate now. What do they feel is really pick-worthy? They could go for their jungler, or stick with Shen, which is what we've been seeing all the time.
Thresh and Shen, straight locked in there. Jerry's going to be happy. Kerp's not actually going to be happy, but he's going to have a champion that he's very good on.
Yeah, so Kerp, he's played it 8 times this split, 5 victories, and a 6.8 KDA. So 7 kill death assist average on that champion. And I distinctly remember his level 1, I think it was 1v3 against Evil Geniuses, I believe it was, where he picked up those kills.
Snoopy won't like you reminding me of that. Exactly. They're watching upstairs.
The point is, he's fantastic on the champion at all stages of the game, and he does tend to pick very good times to use his Stand United. So once you've got the Foreign Lord and the Aranea that like to go into fights, it gets backed up by Kerp with his Stand United.
So Cyanide and Peke waiting to make their decisions. Which way will they go? Will it be the AD, or will they be locking in Lissandra again? They will, because of course that's a key one for Foreign Lord as well, so they have managed to get that in, and the Varus.
So it's a good pickup, and again, it's comfort picture for Fnatic. You've got a lot of sort of natural synergies between the two. Varus ultimate into a Lissandra ultimate's going to spread and do very well. You can buy time for Elise to deal a lot of damage. What we do see from Ultimate is a very, very quick lock-in.
Yeah, that's going to be RNA on Nunu as well. Twitch being selected as well. So, instant picks. And
there's one thing that Ultimate's missing right now, is they don't have too much damage. So you're relying on Twitch. You're relying on him heavily in these team fights to get a good spray and pray. The last pick from Ultimate is going to have to be a very high damage source. Ahri is still available. And I think they would need a little bit more than that. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Foreign going for something like that pick. It would give some mobility and allow him to juke in and out of fights.
Well, we'll see what they go with. Fnatic, of course, with their final choices. Support and jungler potentially going to come out here. And Leona we've not seen since N-Rated left the team.
So Leona will work well, and it also synergizes with the AoE ultimates. That's the biggest thing that I'm seeing here between, you know, Varus, Lissandra, and Leona. And it's basically going to be a very aggressive lane. Also, when you pick Leona, you maybe want to go into the 2v2 matchup. If they can catch Twitch out, that's going to be a lot of early pressure and early damage in the lane.
Not Zilean. Nope.
I don't think it'll be Zilean. I don't think Zillion's the key. If they had a different hyper carry on AD, maybe you could bring them back to life. But I do want to just touch on that Lee Sin pick. Lee Sin and Elise now, that's two super mobile, super difficult to keep your hands on champions. And when you require Spray and Pray to line up and drop them down, it's going to give a lot of freedom to Fnatic to avoid some of that damage.
Lots of revives I keep seeing popping in for Ultimate as well. They're having fun with their picks. Come on, J-Reed, decide which way will we go. We know it's going to be an AP mid. It's going to have to be a high one, and it's going to be Ahri. Yeah,
that was a pretty easy one. You know, it's a comfort pick for Foreign Lord. He's played it so many times this split already. He always does well with Ahri. Around about 5.5, 6 KDA on that champion. And the only thing that's interesting about these lane matchups here is Fnatic, if they can get straight up matches, Elise can do better against Shen. Varus Leona can do better against Twitch Thresh if they can catch Twitch. And I don't know if Ultimate want to go in that straight-up matchup. They may want to do some shenanigans and try to mix things up. I mean, we've even seen Peke going in the 1v2 lanes before.
I believe it's Shenanigans.
The shenanigans in lane.
Yes, can I get the pun right? If I would have thought they'd have taught you over that in North America, because it was Freak that pulled it out in Tenerife.
They did, but I decided against it because you berated me on that earlier in the day. So I've learned my lesson.
So Alternate, if they pick up the victory here, they could take themselves back into first place, a position they held for 6 weeks straight from DreamHack onwards. And Lemon Dogs snapped it away from them. They are currently tied with the Lemon Dogs in that first place. They would love to be able to regain it with the fact that Creaton has returned. They are 2-0 so far this week after a fantastic start yesterday. Fnatic, they desperately need a win. If they lose this one, they will slide into, I believe, 12-12? It may be wrong on that.
Might be 12-11. 12-11 or 12-12. Either way, it's still a positive win-loss ratio, so it does keep them ahead of Gambit and EG, who are at 11-11, and NIP, who are 11-11, but only by 1 game. So whereas this ladder has been sort of 2, 3, 4 games separating the top and bottom, this game has the potential of making that gap even shorter, making it a single game difference between them. I think the biggest talking point has to be Curb getting Shen again, because he is phenomenal on that champion. And if he's able to get into a powerful position again, can save his teammates, it can only help out Alternate.
So you can see the players are in the game. We're about to get in the game as well. If you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, where the hell have you been? You've missed Fnatic losing out to Evil Geniuses in a fantastic start to the day. They are going to be playing as the blue side, though, in this third matchup against Alternate, who are in the red team. You've also missed out on Ninjas in Pajamas, taking down Gambit Gaming. Gambit Gaming currently 0-2 this week, desperate for a win in their final matchup. And, of course, it's all about this one. Could Alternate take themselves top of the league once again?
If any team is going to do, some aggressive plays or move themselves across the map in the early game, it's probably going to be Alternate. They're a team that are quite well known for doing that. Immediately, Fnatic with a small advantage, they're able to take out a ward that got placed down by Alternate. So a little bit of vision denial, and the ever-present threat that, well, maybe they're going to come through that side because Alternate can no longer see.
So they all step themselves back, a passive start, or will it be that 2-minute invade? We always have this little merry dance around the river and they slosh around and try and find anything. You're seeing something. You're seeing something. You're waving at me.
I am seeing something. Pushu on his Varus has gone with a full armor penetration build. With his Doran's Blade, he's sitting on 63 attack damage, and he's got 24 and 8% armor pen. This is an all-in build. He really wants to get piercing arrow damage and auto attack damage in conjunction with Leona's stun snare combo. So they want to pick up kills early, and we'll have to see how that lack of sustain affects him in the lane.
They want to skewer that rat, but they're not going to get the chance to because the rat's gone top. You can see J-Re and Creaton up in that top lane. This is actually the first Twitch that Creaton has played. I'm trying to think whether he did before he broke his hand. I don't believe so.
I'd be lying. I can't remember 100%, but I know that Twitch was sort of the replacement for Draven, for the heavy Draven players. And it's a champion that we see every now and again here in EU, but instead of picking up Twitch once Draven was dropped, we actually tended to pick up more Vaynes. It was something that the teams were doing. So you can see Soaz once again going in the mid lane. Like we've seen earlier today, he was playing Jace against Froggen's Twisted Fate. Now it's Elise against Forellan Lord's Ahri.
Yep, and of course Peke very comfortable on Lissandra playing in that 2v1 lane. So Cyanide taking the red buff and Aranea doing exactly the same, mirroring each other's paths around that jungle and keeping up fairly well. I say mirroring each other's paths, are obviously on opposite buffs because it is reverse in the jungle.
We'll have to see whether or not anybody can get any early advantages. With the Nunu on your team, Aranea is going to want to invade and control as much as possible. We've seen Yellowstar playing Nunu earlier today, and it wasn't necessarily as effective as they were hoping for, so they'll be aware of how quickly he can get in and consume and nom things away from you.
We are actually seeing movement here as Peke makes his way in towards this mid lane. Cyanide is off in the mid lane as well with his double buff. Oh, they're surely both going to get spotted out by that ward. Now, where is that? It's just to the left-hand side. I can't actually see its
They would have seen him crossing
on the screen. He would have seen them. Yeah, it was in the river. It's just timed out.
Yeah, Alternate would have seen Cyanide and Peke moving in, and that's why Forellan was playing so far back. That was a level 1 Lissandra that was looking to set up a gank. And obviously it didn't work out for them. They've walked over another ward, as right now in the bottom lane, RNA is just trying to help Kerp out against this early damage that Pushu and Yellowstar want to put on the tower.
Well, they didn't really lose anything either because the lane was frozen effectively, so it's just a case of trying to find something of opportunity. Instead, didn't happen. Peke goes back, gets himself up his 4th CS of the game, and that is going to be fairly even. Both AD carriers, actually, despite being in completely different lanes, are still fairly close in terms of CS.
Peke is going to have a little bit more of a difficult time CSing under the tower than the likes of Kerp because his frozen shards, the Q, does have that splash damage that after it hits a single target, it'll drop everything else. So it just makes life a little more difficult for correctly dealing HP, but Kerp's been stunned.
Kerp has been stunned, caught. That's going to be the piercing arrow with the ignite. Be able to do it with a heel top off. Yes, it will, and 42 hit points is what he gets away with. Double
potions ticking away, and it wasn't going to increase up. Now Soaz is in trouble.
Oh, flashes away from that charm, and that's going to be a flash burn nevertheless, and Freljord will be happy with that.
So he manages to get away with his life. Kerp got away with 20 HP under the tower. The rejuvenation bead plus the potion was enough to regenerate just enough HP to survive his last couple of ticks of the ignite. And Kerp has even got the audacity to come back into lane once those potions have chugged away and pick up some CS.
Yellowstar trying to go back. Nope, going to get caught out. Air throws that ice blast at him, and quickly,
if he gets taunted, he's in trouble.
He gets caught with another ice blast. A piercing arrow comes through. He is going to get taunted. He may be in trouble. There's a teleport coming in behind. That's going to be the first blood. Now Peke comes down though. Level 3 Peke. Going to use that Claw of Doom, trying to track down Kerp. Where is he going? He does manage to get hit. That means he can't run to the turret. Now he gets locked up. The stun's there. Pushu should be able to work on towards him. He's got to be careful he doesn't turn this one around. He's going to try and get away, but Pushu with the piercing arrow finishes the job.
They trade 1 for 1 at the end of the day, but they did get a teleport out of that one. So in the end of it, I actually think Alternate will be relatively happy with that trade. They meet the global pressure and presence that Peke can now apply has been weakened for the course of the next couple of minutes. The one thing I do want to highlight is that Freljord has gone back and he's picked up 3 Doran's rings. So he really wants to get control early on.
But it seems to me that Peke, that's the second time he's gone looking for kills. He really wants to get some kills right now. It's working in his favor. He got the assist for it at least because he went roaming at level 1 as well. So really wants to get going. Soaz though, caught out with that charm, turns it back around very quickly. Freljord, oh no, his orbs didn't work there. That was a great repel. He's going to get caught out there. The orb should be enough. Freljord picks up a kill.
Brilliant play from Freljord, landing every single ability that he needed to. Soaz was waiting out some of the damage up in the top and avoiding some of the cooldowns from Freljord. Wasn't going to be enough. Freljord 1v1 Soaz.
So Freljord, as you mentioned, with those 3 Doran's rings, that's what he wanted. He needed that bit of damage. Amp Tome being picked up. Actually, tell a lie, that's... oh no, it is Soaz I'm looking at. He's good guy. Cameraman has switched them around, and so that is going to be a dragon though for Alternate, and they are not going to get contested on this one. We are seeing Leona coming around Yellowstar, and he's got some big boots to fill
this
here.
This is 3v3. He's
up against N-Rated's Leona, of course. He is going to land a stun though. Oh, a good piercing arrow towards Freljord. That takes him very low. Oh, the kick unfortunately sends Kerp the wrong direction.
Missed.
Pushy flashes through. Not too sure whether he's going to be able to get on towards him though, but they're going to have no minions there. And that kick, unfortunately, sent them away.
Very importantly, they've scared them away from the dragon. Now, it's Fnatic that have the numbers and the positional advantage on this particular objective. So, with Alternate being so low, they should be able to pick up the dragon, potentially at the expense of the top tower.
Yeah, that top tower, I think it's going to go regardless. Fnatic are going to get in there. Kerp trying to stick around, but realizes not really a great deal they could do about that one. So, Fnatic do pick up the first dragon of the game. It gives them a 300 gold swing. It's 2-1 currently in kills, and with 8 minutes gone, those blue buffs are respawning, and we'll see which direction they go.
Yeah, I'm also very interested to see whether or not RNA actually tries to invade or pick up any steals or something along those lines, because with the Nunu, that's a very powerful combination. Now that Shen is getting close to level 5, he's a couple minutes away, 1 or 2 minutes from hitting his Stand United, and that's really the go signal for invades. You've got that extra air of safety thanks to Shen's ultimates.
So we see the bottom tower pressure coming out from Yellowstar and Pushu once again here on Kerp. Remember, he was taken down to, 20 hit points. That's going to be a charm on the turret. That's going to see Yellowstar very low here, but look at Kerp. Takes a lot of abuse. It ignites running. It should be a kill. Yes, it will be. Pushu gets it.
Very well played between Yellowstar and Pushu. They tanked the tower for just long enough. It looked like Kerp was going to survive, but it's not over. They've caught Creatine.
Creaton. Oh, the box was used, but unfortunately, he went for the kill. He got the kill on Peke, but it meant his life. And that's not going to help his KDA.
1-for-1 trade at the end of the day, that's going to actually work out in favor of Creaton. Just gives him that extra gold to at least stay even with Pushu, and he's got 20 CS more, so definitely a good position to be in if you're a sneaky rat.
A sneaky rat that got skewered there. Frenlord putting pressure on towards this middle turret while Peke and Soaz are not present because he'd gone up towards the top there. The hook lands on towards Cyanide. The charm, will it follow through? No. Frenlord doesn't throw it out. Didn't fancy that one.
Frenlord had his ultimate in Ignite, so there was actually, kill potential. Decided against it at the end of the day. And Creaton's first pickup is looking to be a bloodthirster. What we actually see from many Twitches is Blade of the Ruined King into Infinity Edge. That tends to be the standard build as far as LCS players are concerned. So a slight variation from what we see.
Well, Creaton has his own variation of the Ezreal build, still sticks to that blue despite everybody else chasing away from it. Worked very well for him, and the fact that he's drawn ban on that exact champion says everything for it. Yeah, and Vayne. So when you're an AD carry and you have 2 bans towards you, you know you're doing something right. Yeah,
I want to see how Alternate now play with the Nunu, because Aranea had Hecarim available, he had Lee Sin available. His picks that he could have gone for. A very good charm catcher, Soaz.
Again, and sidesteps away from the cocoon as well. Throws out those orbs of defensiveness. Pushu gets hooked in there. They don't follow back through on that one, though. There's going to be the Leona ultimate burn. Chain of Corruption also used on Aranea, and a lot of ultimates used out. Not really a great deal of damage to go with it. This time, though, Aranea gets punted back in towards Frenlord. He's taken low. Gets himself a kill on towards Cyanide. It's a jungler for a jungler right now, and an even trade.
So a little bit sloppy, setting that play up. Cyanide with a nice kick back, at least giving his team a kill. But unfortunately, he's nowhere near tanky enough to survive the damage that came down for the rest of them. Peke is off to the side, so he could throw out that Claw of Doom and follow it up with the Glacial Tomb and manage to get some damage down on Alternate. Decides against it right now.
Ooh, he's getting used to his knowledge. There is the Claw of Doom and Glacial Tomb. And it is the tomb where Frenlord now lies.
And he's not out of so he'll land the cocoon.
Oh, he's on a roll. J-Ree's going to go down. Pushu will pick up the kill on that one. Peke finishes the job. Creaton now is also taken low. Will it be enough? You can see Peke, he tries to get back in there. Piercing arrow comes out. Pushu, the poison running. Not going to quite go down. Now the cocoon lands an arrow there. There's a stun. Cyanide gets in. Soaz picks up the kill. Kerp was there to try and help out, but instead, it's another kill for Fnatic.
A very good turn of events there for Fnatic. They stuck around and they're using the power of their very mobile, skirmish-heavy champions to pick up multiple kills. Not only did they get 3 kills without reply, Peke was able to teleport bottom and pick out a very big wave of CS, doubling his numbers to his direct counter opposite Kerp.
And Kerp back in that top lane. After all the rhymes, he doesn't know what's going on, to be honest. Creaton's just thinking, I'm going to farm before Trevor calls something else on me.
So Creaton at the moment, he's working his way probably towards that Bloodthirst. He's got enough cash to complete it. But he'll most likely shove some of these waves down. And Alternate have got a very good skirmish team themselves with Ari, with Shen, with Nunu. And in terms of team fight power, whoever gets the first hard CC will basically be able to pick up kills. Because Leona is terrifying. Cocoon is terrifying. Glacial Tomb, terrifying. On the other side, Charm, Ice Blast, Taunt, Death Sentence. So it basically comes down to whoever fires first and lands it like that.
J-Ree is dead, that's for sure. Absolutely caught out with his pants down. Aranea, he's in a tomb. He tries to use the absolute zero and just pops as an ice cube.
Yeah, that ultimate did absolutely zero, you might say. The rest of Fnatic now stack up on the mid tower. This is all 5 members.
Oh,
they've caught Frenlord!
And he gets locked up again. He tries to ulti away from this one, but I don't think he's going to be able to escape. In fact, they don't care. They're going to take the turret down instead.
Yeah, the tower is much more important. Unfortunately, because they didn't have all 5 members, it meant that they couldn't secure it yet. They'll need another creep wave. If Creaton sticks around, he could get caught out.
Yeah, and you can see Yellowstar just waiting on the wings to try and throw out that stun. Bottom turret, yep. Kerp's going to have to back away from that one. Split push not going to work out like he planned it. And Alternate are in trouble here.
Yeah, Alternate are lacking some decisions, really. They've been sticking around with small numbers in the mid lane. They've basically let themselves be caught out by Fnatic. And I think they're going to need to pick a strategy, whether it is defend the tower or split push the side lanes and stick to it. Because unfortunately, they just got caught a little bit napping at the moment.
Caught napping, but they may well get to Dragon. And that's going to try and bring back some of that gold lead. They'd fallen behind, but look at this, Cyanide waiting in the wings. How's he got a ward to try and get back from? He has got not flash up. He's going to land the Q. He's going to go in, doesn't manage to get the steal though, uses that kick to try and launch them away instead, goes to the safeguard. RNA taking very low, they're going to get locked up. Yellowstar with a beautiful ultimate. Pharrell caught out in that one, piercing arrow comes in from range, and it's Pushy that gets it, and they're not done yet. Let's get back on towards the top. Poison tick on towards Soaz, does manage to get the shutdown bonus. Curve back around the side, Yellowstar very low, he's going to try and get in, he gets the kill. Now Cyanide's low, can Alternate turn this one around? Creaton desperately trying to race in there, JV needs to get in. There's going to be the poisonous cask, that's the word I'm after, but it doesn't slow them enough.
No, not this time round. They managed to get out. They end up trading 2 kills for 1, actually. Fnatic feeling a little overconfident. They committed to that fight without their full team nearby, and Peke did not have his ultimate available, so there was no stun lock there to hold up people of Alternate. Right now, there's a very big creep wave on the bottom, as well as creeps pushing the top and mid waves in favor of Fnatic. So they could basically push any lane they wanted relatively easily.
With relative ease, you say. Well, that's exactly what Fnatic did. 4-0-3 for Pushu. 4-2-2, which was 4-1-1, to be fair, for Soaz. So Soaz with an absolute fantastic win rate, I might add, on Elise over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, Soaz's Elise is really, really strong. Whenever we've seen him go in straight-up matchups, 1v1 against other top laners, he tends to do very, very well. In this matchup, however, he actually lost the 1v1 against Lord, but it wasn't important because he got away. Unfortunately, Yellowstar is a little bit in trouble. He's going to stun Aranea.
It's a bait, and the Cocoon comes in. He does try and take the Dark Passage, but Jerry instead, he gets caught out. He's in his own tomb, and that will be a double kill picked up by Pushu. The charm, the orb's thrown out. Not really going to do a great deal. Fnatic seem impenetrable right now. Yeah,
Fnatic are just playing this very heavy skirmish, this gank-heavy style. They're roaming around the map together. The CS numbers are actually very low because of it. You can see Fnatic, they are suffering. They're 40 behind the mid lane, 60 behind the AD carry. But because they're sticking together as a unit, they have double the kills because they simply land all that hard CC down.
And something that I never mentioned at the start is that if Fnatic do win this matchup, they will be tied for 2nd place with Alternate if they were to take victory here. You can see they're waiting once again. It's Kerp's going to be the focus target. He's the tankiest member of the team, and he has to force the flash away along with a Shadow Dash just to escape that gank party of Fnatic.
Stand United hasn't been used once yet this game, and it wouldn't have made a difference even if it was used, because the damage from Fnatic is very, very high. You can see Peke. He's picked himself up the makings of that Zhonya's Hourglass. He's going to have enough cash for very, very soon. Soaz on the other side, haunting guys as well as a needlessly large rod. So he's going to get himself Zhonya's Hourglass very, very shortly. And Pushu very close to having that last Whisper completed as well.
Yeah, Pushu's enjoying the gank party that's working out for him, while you can see the gold is actually in favor of Creaton because he has those 2 kills. But in terms of CS, he's got 70 CS advantage over Pushu.
Yeah, that 70 CS advantage is actually making up for the fact that Pushu has 4 kills and 2 assists more. As long as Creaton maintains that CS numbers and gets some bigger items completed soon, his spray and pray can be very, very effective. The thing that's going to become very important is the moment Soaz and Peke get the Hourglasses completed, they can basically negate all of that damage. So it's going to be very important for Creaton to time his ultimate effectively.
We'll see how it works out, because Fnatic seem to be roaming as one full-figured pack, and their crowd control seems to be locking up every single member of Alternate. Anywhere they throw it, it seems to find its home.
Look for a solar flare from Leona. Yellowstar has been... He hasn't hesitated a moment when it comes to these fights, and it's basically what Fnatic have been doing every single time. Open up with Leona, lead in then with the Lissandra and the Elise combo. It's a very scary engage comp.
Consequently, their levels are actually fairly all even for Fnatic, because they've just been this roaming death party that seems to find its home. Look at that piercing arrow on Lord. Stripped down half his hit points just like that. And Soaz, he's been allowed time to just work on this middle turret. The rest of Fnatic are coming around, but Soaz has already done a big sizable dent in that turret. Half the hit points on it, throws out those little skittering spiders and manages to spot them way before they get close.
Kerp's doing the best he can to split push, and he's at least keeping the waves against Fnatic's towers. But at the moment, it's not really benefiting him as far as CS is concerned. He's sitting only on 70, and when you consider that he's been alone in his lanes for a very long time, he needs more. Yellowstar is looking to catch him out, so Yellowstar is going to try intercept him in the top lane, and we'll see if Soaz can get there quickly enough.
Not too sure whether he's quite gained the distance. Uses the solar power, but nobody's quite close enough. Uses one stun. He's got one more to do. There's the cocoon. Now he's got the damage because Soaz joins the party. He wants to put the fangs in. The ignite comes in there. Stand United's going to come out. Will they stun him? Yes, they will. And Soaz picks up another.
Very well played. That's the tankiest member of Alternate that a support and top laner was able to finish off without any major item completed. To be very fair, Soaz was 4-2-4 going into that fight, so he's got more than enough money to play with. Blue buff here is secured for Alternate, and they're just falling further and further behind. Fnatic are picking somebody to kill and simply doing it.
And while that was a split push that Kurt was trying to work on the top lane, now look at the top lane. You can see that Fnatic are actually working on that inner turret. They've managed to disengage and keep Alternate busy enough that they've bought themselves plenty of time on there. No point for split push camera. You can see
they've caught
Tower's already gone. They've caught Lord out. They haven't caught Peke. Fnatic just turn it back around and get themselves another kill. Pushu is 7-0-3.
Not enough damage from Lord. The moment that charm came off, Peke was smart enough to realize that if he simply protected himself, Lord would fly away with that Spirit Rush. So instead, he locked Lord down and even surprised me by how quickly his reaction times were.
Danger time is upon Alternate because two Zhonya's Hourglass just popped into screen for Fnatic as well as a Last Whisper for Pushu. The damage has increased and now their sustainability has increased.
Those are basically get out of jail free cards because of the fact that the only damage threats here are from Ahri and from Twitch. That if Spray and Pray's down, you pop the Zhonyas and you prevent a lot of that damage. If you're about to get charmed, you just pop that, avoid the charm, and you can get away safely. So great itemization from Fnatic, and it's what helped them win their matchup yesterday. So it's very good to see them doing similar tactics now as they start off this Dragon.
Well, the Dragon will be taken, and it's Fnatic that will have it once again, and that's 14-6 in terms of kills, 4-2 in terms of turrets. So despite the fact they've been getting a lot of kills in just side 20 minutes, a much faster paced game than we've seen for the first two, it does also seem that Fnatic have a massive control on this game. And Alternate, while they seem to used to be the kings of chaos, they just seem a little bit floundering as to how to react and how to deal with the sheer ganking power and damage that's coming out from Fnatic right now.
Well, the power that Fnatic had has now diminished significantly. Because they are pushing onto the inner turrets, they need to extend much further down the map. They need to stay on Alternate's side of the jungle for prolonged periods of time. And what that means is, if Fnatic miscalculate the timing on ganks, or if they misposition even remotely, Alternate are going to be able to quite easily clean them up and pick up extra kills as they're chasing them down. So that's the reason the tempo of the game is now slowed down so much more. The risk is much higher for Fnatic to continue that type of gameplay.
And we talked about Lord going for those triple Doran's rings. Did that slow him much down in this mid lane? Obviously the price is different now. It's what, 400, so 1200 gold there used up. But comparison to Peke just went straight for his build.
So it's not necessarily slowed down for Lord. He picked it up for early game power and he made it work because he killed Soaz. But because Fnatic just went, right, we want to accelerate the game 10 minutes and pushed all the towers and pushed the lanes, that item build became a little more irrelevant because of how Fnatic were playing. Charm goes out and it just goes wide for Yellow Star. And it is sort of playing into Lord's favor, because he hasn't had every single blue buff. So that additional mana regen has been helping him out, allowing him to continue casting his spells.
Look at Yellow Star waiting in the wings.
They're going to tower dive.
That sun flare. Trying to land that ultimate and stun lock Alternate up here. And Kerp, well, he's back down in the bottom turret now. Although saying that, Yellow Star's going to sweep out the Baron.
With double Zhonya's Hourglass, with Solar Flare, and with Chain of Corruption, let alone Lissandra's ultimate Frozen Tomb, that is a tower dive team if ever I have seen one. Every single one of them has the ability to drop tower aggro in some way, shape, or form. So it's a very powerful combination, and it's just a matter of time because Fnatic have showed they're not afraid to pick a fight at a moment's notice.
But they're trying to see if they can bait someone. Just come around the corner. Come on, guys. Just come around this corner.
They're trying to bait Baron. That's what clearing the ward was. They're trying to pull Alternate towards them to pick up more kills.
Phaeton nearly fell for it as well. Oh, that piercing arrow on Lord. It is doing so much damage now.
The irony of that, by dealing that little bit of damage, you tell Alternate, hey, we're not actually doing Baron, so don't worry about pressing further. Just back off safely. So yes, it dealt a lot of damage, but I feel like Pushu could have been better served holding on to it and maybe pulling them closer, get them in range of Chain of Corruption, which I think is what they're doing now.
Well, they're still trying to bait the Baron out here. You can see them all huddled up in the bushes this time. Oh no,
this is gonna hurt.
Alternate gonna find out. Oh, they're getting locked up. Frenlock just managed to get out of that one, and there's a big amount of combos missed from Fnatic.
Chain of Corruption did not land onto anybody, but Peke was able to lock up Frenlock for a tiny bit of time. That fight in Ultimates means Ultimate got the time to pick up a tower.
They have the tower, and Kirp's not giving up on that tower. They realize that Fnatic will back away from this one. He's going to keep on pushing down that bottom lane, keep on getting that free farm, and Shen will just keep on getting stronger.
Yeah, he's actually been given enough time now to make up that very big deficit, but he still has no items completed. He's sitting on only a Negatron Cloak, a Ruby Crystal, as well as a Giant's Belt. So it's going to take him a little bit more time before he can actually complete a big item. He's backing off now with 1,500 gold, so we'll see what he's going to pick up.
So, there were fast flashes coming out from Aranea and Fnatic to get out of that. Very quick reaction times. As soon as they saw them coming out of that bush, they had to react to it. But look at that giant wave. Pushu was thinking, yes, this is all my goal.
I actually feel like Fnatic maybe went a little too early on that. Because Pharrell Lord and Aranea were really committed to checking the bush and maybe getting down towards the river. So it didn't look like they were hesitating in their movement, and I think if Fnatic had waited literally a second longer, maybe two, they could have landed the solar flare a little more accurately and followed up with a Chain of Corruption, which would guarantee 2 kills, and it would have guaranteed the Baron.
Are you trying to suggest they lost their nerve there?
I think they just pulled the trigger too quickly. I don't think it was losing the nerve. I just think it was they were playing chicken with alternate, and they called chicken first. And, you know, they used a lot of ultimates, but they did get the flashes out. So if they can repeat that process again, it'll work in their favor, because Pharrell Lord and Aranea can no longer flash to safety.
Well, nevertheless, they bought themselves time to push in towards this middle turret once again. They don't seem to be able to put any damage down onto it, despite the fact they clear the wave, they look at it and go, no, we can see it as low, but we're not going to finish it off just yet. Kirp, though, he's been kind of caught out of position here. Peke will manage to land a hit on him, put some damage down on towards him, but I'm not sure if he can quite win this trade just yet.
Yeah, Peke's in a little bit of trouble. That Negatron Cloak is doing so much work for Kirp, and the Sunfire Cape is just ticking Peke's life away. So he's going to root him in place, does get taunted up. Ignite is available for Kirp to use, but look at the rest of Fnatic. They're coming in behind. Hourglass is available. Peke will survive.
Now he's in trouble. Now he's in trouble. There's the stun. The Claw of Doom locks him up. Yellow Star planted, directed that. He knew exactly where he was going. You've been... Oh, the ultimate was used in the last second. That's going to put it on cooldown.
Yeah, that's on cooldown. It may have been maybe to get an assist in the mid lane. I didn't see the target, but that was a questionable decision to make, because now it's not available for when you respawn in 25 seconds.
And I would love to see a video, potentially a highlight of checking out exactly Yellow Star's reactions on this one. I think Z preempted. No, he knew he was already lined it up. I thought he preempted where he was going to go with that Shadow Dash taunt, but not quite. Mad Life.
Yeah, so my thinking on that Stand United is it was just to throw it down on Creatine in the mid lane, and it was potentially to get an assist. So even though he was dying, he could still get some additional gold and just pause. But now they've jumped in the mid lane.
They've jumped on towards Alternate, and again they managed to lock up Aranea. Will it be enough to take him down? You sure as hell it will be. Pushu picks himself up another kill. He's finding these for free right now. He just manages to throw the piercing arrow out. Frenlord having to use that ultimate to dash out of the way. Peke taken low. It's Kratos hunting for blood. Can he manage to get the slowdown? The explosive cast, sorry, the poisonous cast, no, they're going to turn it back around, quickly cleanses off the cocoon.
She's got no
now
flash.
They're going to get on towards Pushu. Pushu caught up with no mana, no flash, no money, no problems, and Kratos takes him down. Peke gets caught up. He may well go down now. Kirp's going to try and come in and help it out. Kratos, oh no, he's going to get caught in the cocoon. He's already used it. Soaz is just cleaning house right now. He's got himself a triple, repels across, gets back in there. The stun comes out. Kirp gets locked up. Soaz is on him. Peke picks up the kill. Scumbag.
Soaz played that so well. He landed 3 cocoons back to back to back. He waited for the taunt to come out from Kirp before using Repel to chase him down. That was great play from him. Aranea just using his Absolute Zero to farm up the wave as quickly as possible. And with Fnatic actually winning that fight at the end, it allows him to secure another dragon and pull themselves now 8,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, it's a big advantage for them. That's the 3rd dragon, 28 up in kills, and You can see, like you say, 8,000 gold lead. They still haven't taken many objectives, turret-wise. They're not really going for the turrets. They just seem to be on a killing spree right now.
They're playing a killing game. I actually think Fnatic may be very angry from their loss to Evil Geniuses, and unfortunately, Alternate are the punching bags in this particular one, because they're just finding ways to kill Alternate over and over and over, and it's going to get even easier now, because the Infinity Edge has just been secured for Pushu, so he's going to be melting people. One of the things I've noticed is Boots of Distortion there on Peke's Lissandra, so his flash and his teleport's going to be more available more often, and he's going to be roaming the map even more. And he's working himself towards probably an Abyssal Scepter pretty soon, so it's going to be even more difficult to kill him.
As you mentioned, they may well be working off some anger issues. Something we didn't really mention during the Fnatic EG game is just how close that rivalry is becoming, and actually soured a little bit. There's been some pretty much Twitter battles back and forth that we didn't really touch on. Soaz throwing a couple of words, and we noticed just at the end of that match, EG pretty much mirrored all of them, tweeting out the exact same message and effectively quoting exactly what Soaz had said from the previous week.
Yeah, emotions are running high between these teams, and when you consider that, you know, Enrated was benched from Fnatic and now he's the analyst for EG, that was a very sweet victory for them during the day. But right now, Fnatic are looking absolutely phenomenal. They've bounced back from that defeat, and they're in complete control of this matchup against Alternates.
Of course, Enrated would be happy in the realization that Fnatic are 0-2 down to EG since he's joined them. As it turns out, though, Fnatic looking good here and may well go joint second place with Alternate, and that's really what they care about. It's all about reaching those Season 3 World Finals. Lord went in, used his ultimate, but instead he dashed straight into a Peke. That's going to be Stand United use. A great ultimate coming out there. Good Chain of Corruption lands on towards Alternate. Yellowstar going very deep there. Chain of Corruption will be bouncing around. Yellowstar will get taken down, so it's currently a 2-for-0 to Alternate. They could chase this one, but Fnatic keeping them at bay. Remember, Soaz is just waiting in the wings, picked up a triple in the last fight. Reynolds still yet to back away. Does just get away.
So that worked out very, very well for Alternate. 2 kills without reply. I don't know if Peke was baiting that out or not, because he appeared to be recalling just in shot of the lane, while the rest of Fnatic was behind him. So it could have been a bait. Lord was able to get out of that stun from the Glacial Tomb and instantly throw that ultimate to put distance away. So played in their favor. Before that, however, Fnatic did get the tower. So at the end of the day, they still got that objective that they've been fighting so hard for in the last 10 minutes.
It keeps that gold lead to just 7,500. And then more importantly, as you mentioned, that inner turret, that's what they've been after for a long time. So bottom inner turret probably going to be the next focus. Fnatic tend to be doing it by the numbers these days. And they're going to work their way down there. Let's have a look across the items, because really we haven't had a great chance to talk about what they've actually been building.
So Peke is now in a little bit more trouble as he's found himself a Lord.
Yeah, I was just say he's dead.
So Peke hesitated. He was assuming he could get either his ultimate on himself or his Zhonya's Hourglass built up, and Lord just simply didn't give him the chance. That's how you pop an enemy champion. Yellowstar's thinking of this one. There goes the Solar Flare.
They get on towards Aranea, but it looks like he's going to get kicked out by Cyanide.
Mid-flight.
Not quite the planning the Yellowstar had planned for that one. Now for Lord, he comes around the side. Charm didn't land this time. They're going to get a second bite at the cherry. This time they do take a giant Yeti-sized bite. Now it's going to be J-Re. They're going down. Chain of Corruption comes back on towards him. Lord tries to get in there, but he gets locked up instantaneously. Kraton, though, spraying and praying, doing what he can. Is he got enough damage? No, he hasn't. He gets taken down. It's a double kill for Cyanide. Kerp takes the Dark Passage to J-Re, but that's instantly going to get caught on. Great play there. Dodges out from the cocoon as well, just out of range. Close fight still, but it was a 3-for-1 this time to Fnatic.
3 for 3 at the end of it, if you go all the way back to Expecka getting caught and then having Lord roam all the way to the mid lane. But we do see a teleport in the back lane, and Peke wants something, but he's a little bit out of position.
He knows that Kurt may well come one way. He's going to try and track in towards him. The flay comes out, but J-Re gets locked up. He's not going to be able to get away from this one. Or is he? No, he's not. Peke gets the kill.
Cyanide left that last hit waiting for one more ability there from Peke to secure it. The fact that there's 3 down, Fnatic, they don't have Varus. I was thinking they could consider going for Baron, but they'd really need Varus there to get through it very, very quickly. Instead, they're going to do this. This is a bit brave. This is a little bit brave.
Well, Varus is running up the lane, but as you can see, the rest of Alternate are also running in there. Aranea is going to be the first one to arrive. Not really in the ideal position. No flash, can't get around there, but he has got smite. He's going to come right in there. Will he get the smite? No, not quite. And he's going to get locked up. Tries to use the absolute zero. Tries to buy some time for his team and gets locked down. And would you believe Pushu is the one that arrived with the piercing arrow?
Very well played. He gets the last auto attack or the piercing arrow just to secure the kill. But nevertheless, Baron secured. And it's actually something that Fnatic were pushing for, you know, earlier. They were trying to bait Alternate towards it. And thanks to them using that teleport, picking up the kills, they were able to secure that objective uncontested.
10-2-6 right now for Pushu. 9-2-8 for Peke. They have, for Soaz, rather. Peke is on the top one, of course. 3-2-12 for him. 14,200 now for Pushu. Remember, he was behind Creaton at one point because of that farm, but because he's continued to get kill after kill after kill, or kill secure after kill secure.
Plus 5 towers, I think 4 dragons, a Baron, it all adds up and just helps him keep in that position. But if you look at the rest of the numbers, 3,000 difference between your top laners, 3,000 difference between your mid laners. Fnatic are just in a very, very good position right now. Fnatic are going to secure themselves yet another dragon, as that just gets melted under all of the damage. And very big items already completed. So as he's had that Rylai's Crystal Scepter plus Liandry's for the double damage for a little while already, picked himself up yet another Giant's Belt, so probably going to see a Sunfire Cape being secured, and Fnatic have made their intentions known. They want bottom inner turrets.
They are going to clear out that wave. Kirby's there, ready and waiting. And I'm not sure Ultimate in position to actually defend this one out this time. If Fnatic want it, I think they can take it. We talked about how much of a dive team they had probably about 20 minutes ago.
It's gotten even better.
They can use it.
Yeah, it's gotten even better because they've got Baron for the regen, and they've got all of their abilities available. Deathfire Grasp is sitting in Peke's back pocket. Look around the side. Yellow Star is just looking for someone to land that Zenith Blade on. His ultimate is available as well. So it's just a matter of time. If anyone from Alternate oversteps their bounds even a tiny bit, Fnatic will all in under this tower.
He's just waiting, buying his time. I'm wondering whether who's the go man in the Fnatic team right now. Will it be Peke launching himself in there? Will it be Yellow Star punching himself in there? Or doesn't really matter. They're just going to back away from it. They realize the danger.
My guess is it's Yellow Star throwing himself in, or if somebody oversteps, it'll be Peke locking them down in place with that Frozen Tomb. Death Sentence goes out, doesn't connect, and Alternate, they haven't even defended. The tower's gone down, and there goes Fnatic.
There's the Solar Flare, Chain of Corruption follows straight through. Kurt went in just at the wrong time as everybody else was caught out. That's another kill being picked up by Pushu. Now they're going to continue chasing. Zhonya's Hourglass from Soaz was used out. Creaton, the piercing arrow takes him, shreds his health down, tries to pop the spray, and Prey gets dropped before he even gets a chance to use it. Soaz goes in, sinks the fangs down, JV gets dropped. This is Fnatic absolutely ruling the roost against Alternate now. They're going to take down Alternate, and that's actually going to take them into second place. Another great victory. The Nexus turrets will be falling. Fnatic are going to take victory here. That's going to take them to 2-1 for the week, and it's a win they desperately